Napoleon Bonaparte is widely regarded as one of history's greatest military commanders. His campaigns are still studied in military academies around the world. He even wrote down his own principles of warfare, lessons drawn from years of battlefield experience. But at the Battle of Friedland, Napoleon ignored several of those very principles. Ironically, he still won one of the greatest victories of his career. So, how did history's greatest commander succeed while breaking his own rules? This is the forgotten story of Friedland. Only months earlier, the Battle of Eylau had ended in a horrifying stalemate. Thousands of French and Russian soldiers lay dead or wounded across the frozen battlefield. For perhaps the first time in years, Napoleon had been denied the decisive victory he sought. Coming out of winter quarters in 1807, his objective became crystal clear: find the main Russian army, destroy it, and force Tsar Alexander I to negotiate peace. Instead, Napoleon briefly became distracted by another objective: the fortress city of Königsberg. Its supplies were valuable, its capture was tempting. But by dividing his army between Königsberg and the search for General Levin Bennigsen's Russian field army, Napoleon violated one of his own military maxims. He had allowed a secondary objective to distract him from his primary one. Fortunately for Napoleon, Marshal Jean Lannes discovered Bennigsen first. Unfortunately, Lannes had barely 26,000 men. Bennigsen had almost twice that number. When reports reached Napoleon that Lannes had located the main Russian army, he hesitated. Even after receiving confirmation, he delayed redirecting the full strength of his army toward Friedland. His own fifth maxim taught that every war should pursue a clearly defined objective using forces proportional to the obstacle. Yet Napoleon had done the opposite. Only after personally confirming the situation did he rapidly concentrate his army. Once he arrived, however, everything changed. Napoleon immediately recognized that the Russians had placed nearly their entire army across the Ali River with only limited routes of retreat. They had created a trap for themselves. Napoleon ordered Marshal Michel Ney to launch a powerful assault against the Russian left, while Marshal Lannes fixed the Russian center in place. Then came one of the most remarkable artillery demonstrations of the Napoleonic Wars. General Alexandre Saint-Amand massed more than 30 guns into a single battery and advanced them ever closer to the Russian lines. From over a half-mile away to barely 60 paces. The devastating artillery fire shattered Russian formations and transformed the battle. As Ney captured Friedland and Russian resistance collapsed, Bennigsen ordered a retreat. Thousands of Russian soldiers struggled to escape across the Ali River, while others drowned attempting to flee. It appeared to be the perfect opportunity. Napoleon possessed fresh cavalry. The Imperial Guard remained largely unused. Several divisions had hardly fought at all, yet he declined to commit them. Ironically, this contradicted another of his own military principles. Napoleon had famously argued that when battle is joined, every available force should be brought to bear. Instead, he allowed much of the Russian army to escape. The French had won a decisive victory, but they had not achieved complete destruction. Even history's greatest commanders sometimes fail to follow their own advice. The Battle of Friedland entered the War of the Fourth Coalition and led directly to the treaties of Tilsit, temporarily making Napoleon the dominant figure in continental Europe. Yet Friedland offers another lesson. Military genius does not mean perfection. Napoleon's brilliance came not because he never made mistakes, but because he usually recognized opportunities faster than his opponents and adapted more effectively once battle began. History often remembers victories, but sometimes the greatest lessons are found in the contradictions behind them. History matters because people matter. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's story, I'd really appreciate if you would like this video and subscribe to HMS History with Michael Stroud. Those simple actions make a tremendous difference in helping you to recommend those often overlooked stories to more people who love history. If you'd like even more, be sure to visit michaelgstroud.com, where you can subscribe to the HMS Monthly Dispatch, my free monthly newsletter featuring behind-the-scenes research, upcoming projects, and exclusive historical insights. Until next time, history matters because people matter.